Hello, truth seekers. Have you ever wondered why certain years seem to carry an air of destiny, like a moment where humanity stands at the crossroads of chaos and enlightenment? Many believe that 2025 could be that pivotal year. Predictions by famous visionaries like Baba Vanga and Nostradamus suggest monumental shifts, from natural disasters to societal upheaval. While these prophecies may seem ominous, today we're going to look at them through a different lens, one inspired by ancient Buddhist teachings. What if these warnings are not meant to scare us but to awaken us? What if they are an urgent call to reconnect with the wisdom that has guided humanity for centuries? In Buddhism, impermanence is a cornerstone of understanding life. Everything we see, our relationships, our material possessions, even the earth itself, is in a constant state of change. This truth might sound unsettling at first, especially when paired with the dramatic predictions for 2025. But instead of fearing this impermanence, Buddhism teaches us to embrace it. Change is not the enemy, it is the path to growth and transformation. Think about it. When faced with challenges, the first instinct is often to resist or fight against what's happening. But in the teachings of the Buddha, suffering arises not from the events themselves, but from our attachment to how we think things should be. Imagine the power of letting go, of accepting the flow of life, even when it feels uncertain or chaotic. In the context of these prophecies, this ancient wisdom becomes even more relevant. What if the disasters and upheavals predicted for 2025 are not punishments or random events, but opportunities? Opportunities for us to look inward, to find clarity and peace within ourselves, and to extend that calm to the world around us. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." These words remind us that the storms outside cannot disturb us if we cultivate stillness within. Meditation, mindfulness, and compassion are the tools Buddhism offers us to navigate these turbulent times. Meditation helps quiet the noise of fear and panic, allowing us to see clearly. Mindfulness teaches us to remain present, no matter how uncertain the future feels. And compassion, towards ourselves, towards others, and towards the earth, creates the unity we need to overcome any challenge. So, what can you do to prepare for the so-called pivotal year ahead? Start small. Dedicate just a few minutes each day to sitting quietly with your thoughts. Practice gratitude for the moment you're in, no matter how imperfect it seems. And most importantly, remember that every challenge is a chance to awaken, not just individually, but collectively. The year 2025 doesn't have to be about fear or destruction. It can be about awakening, a chance for humanity to shed its illusions, let go of what no longer serves us, and embrace a new way of living. The wisdom of Buddhism has guided countless generations through times of great uncertainty. Now, it's our turn to take these teachings to heart and step into the future with clarity, peace, and determination. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into ancient wisdom and how it can transform our modern lives. Together, let's embrace the challenges of 2025 as opportunities for awakening. Until next time, may you find peace and clarity on your path. Baba Vanga warned of humanity's extinction, citing escalating conflicts in Europe and beyond. Nostradamus spoke of fire, war, and the collapse of societies. These prophecies may sound terrifying, yet they are not new. Humanity has faced turmoil countless times throughout history. But today, as we stand on the brink of a new chapter, there's an ancient wisdom that can help us navigate these turbulent waters. Buddhist teachings. Buddhism reminds us that the greatest battles are not fought on battlefields, but within our own minds and hearts. The Buddha once said, "To conquer oneself is a greater victory than to conquer thousands in battle." This profound teaching offers us a different perspective on survival and the possibility of peace, even when the world feels like it's spiraling out of control. Think about the conflicts we see today. Wars fueled by greed, fear, and the endless pursuit of power. Are these battles inevitable, or are they reflections of the unmastered desires and anger within us? Buddhism teaches that the external world is often a mirror of our internal state. When individuals are consumed by hatred, fear, and attachment, societies mirror that chaos. But the reverse is also true. When we cultivate inner peace, the world around us begins to change. The Buddha's teachings don't promise a magical solution to war or destruction. Instead, they offer a path rooted in compassion, mindfulness, and the understanding of interconnectedness. Imagine what could happen if we all paused for a moment to recognize the humanity in one another. Imagine if leaders prioritized understanding over domination, if nations chose dialogue over division. It begins with us. Each one of us has the power to shift the scales. Every time we choose kindness over anger, patience over frustration, and compassion over judgment, we are planting seeds of peace. These small, mindful actions may seem insignificant, but they create ripples that can reach far beyond what we can see. The Buddhist principle of non-attachment teaches us to let go of the illusions that fuel conflict, the belief that material possessions, status, or power can bring lasting happiness. True peace comes not from acquiring more, but from realizing we already have enough. The same applies to nations. What if, instead of striving to dominate, we learn to share, to coexist, to see the earth not as a resource to exploit, but as a home we must care for together? As humanity stands at this crossroads, the choice is ours. Do we continue down a path of destruction, driven by unexamined fears and desires? Or do we take the harder but infinitely more rewarding path of transformation, the road of mindfulness, compassion, and inner mastery? These teachings are not just ancient wisdom, they are a call to action, a reminder that peace is possible, but only if we start within ourselves. Wars are not inevitable. Division is not our destiny. It begins with each of us, in every small decision, every quiet moment of reflection. So ask yourself, how can I contribute to peace today? How can I conquer the battles within me so I no longer add to the chaos around me? The answers may be simple, but their impact is profound. Humanity's survival depends not on weapons or borders, but on the awakening of our collective consciousness. Let's take this moment, this opportunity, to choose compassion over conflict, mindfulness over fear, and unity over division. Together, we can shift the course of history, not by fighting against the darkness, but by becoming the light. Thank you for watching and reflecting with me today. If this message resonates with you, let's continue to spread it. Like, share, and subscribe to join this journey of awakening. May we all find the strength to conquer ourselves and bring peace to the world. The idea of extraterrestrial beings revealing themselves in 2025 is both fascinating and unsettling. Imagine it, beings from beyond our world arriving with knowledge, technologies, and perspectives far beyond our comprehension. Baba Vanga's vision suggests this encounter could bring extraordinary revelations, both technological and spiritual. But the question remains, how would humanity respond? Would we approach them with curiosity, humility, and a willingness to learn? Or would we react with fear, hostility, and defensiveness? In Buddhist teachings, there is a profound lesson about facing the unknown. Fear, after all, is a creation of the mind, a reaction to what we do not understand. The Buddha taught, "A wise man does not let fear cloud his mind." This timeless wisdom reminds us that approaching the unfamiliar with a calm, open heart can lead to growth and transformation. Let's think about the possibility of this encounter. What if extraterrestrial beings are not here to dominate or harm, but to guide us toward a higher understanding of life and the universe? Could their arrival be an opportunity, not just to explore the cosmos, but to look inward, to examine the way we live, the way we treat one another, and the way we care for our planet? Buddhism emphasizes interconnection. Everything in the universe is linked, and nothing exists independently. If these beings exist, they too are part of this interconnected web of existence. They are not separate from us, but share the same cosmic essence. This perspective invites us to see them not as others, but as part of the larger whole, a reflection of the unity that binds all life. Now let's consider another possibility. What if these aliens are not physical beings at all? What if they are symbolic, a metaphor for the unknown aspects of our own consciousness? In Buddhism, enlightenment is often described as a journey into the unknown, a breaking down of the illusions and boundaries we create in our minds. These beings could represent a call to awaken, to expand our understanding beyond the limitations of what we think we know. The reaction to such an event, whether real or symbolic, depends entirely on us. If we cling to fear and attachment, we may see them as a threat. But if we approach them with mindfulness and compassion, this encounter could inspire profound changes. Imagine a world where humanity learns to let go of divisions between nations, between races, between religions, and instead embraces the unity that Buddhism has taught for centuries. So, how can we prepare for such an event? The teachings of Buddhism offer a clear path: cultivate openness, practice mindfulness, and let go of fear. Meditation can help us find clarity, even when faced with the unknown. Compassion allows us to see the humanity, or perhaps the universal spirit, in beings that may be vastly different from ourselves. And mindfulness helps us stay present, rather than becoming consumed by worry or speculation. What if this moment, whether it's a literal encounter or a symbolic awakening, is an opportunity to evolve, to move beyond the conflicts and illusions that have divided us for so long, to embrace our shared humanity and take a step closer to enlightenment? This vision of extraterrestrial beings isn't just about what lies beyond the stars. It's about what lies within us. Their arrival, or the idea of their arrival, could be the mirror we need to confront our own potential, our own capacity for growth and unity. As we approach 2025, let's not fear the unknown. Let's meet it with curiosity, with humility, and with the wisdom of ancient Buddhist teachings. The greatest discoveries are not just out there in the universe, they're within us, waiting to be uncovered. Thank you for exploring this idea with me. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join the journey of understanding and awakening. Together, let's embrace the unknown as a path to enlightenment. Baba Vanga's prophecy about Vladimir Putin's potential demise, brought about by those within his own circle, is a sobering reminder of how even the most formidable power structures can crumble under the weight of mistrust and betrayal. Nostradamus, too, warned of the instability that arises from political deception, foreseeing global repercussions that ripple far beyond individual leaders. These warnings may sound ominous, but they also offer us an opportunity to reflect, not just on the state of global politics, but on the deeper, universal truths that govern human relationships. In Buddhism, the teachings of the Buddha provide profound insight into such situations. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. These words remind us that mistrust, betrayal, and conflict are not conquered through force or retaliation. Instead, they dissolve only when met with understanding, compassion, and love. Imagine for a moment if nations, instead of competing for dominance, chose to embrace this philosophy. What if leaders prioritized diplomacy, dialogue, and cooperation over aggression and control? The Buddha taught that all beings are interconnected. When one suffers, we all suffer. The pursuit of power at the expense of others leads only to division and disharmony, both on a global scale and in our personal lives. But how do these grand teachings apply to us as individuals? The truth is, the seeds of mistrust and betrayal that plague politics can also exist within our own relationships. Whether it's a rift between friends, a misunderstanding in a family, or even a conflict at work, the root cause is often the same: fear, attachment, and a lack of compassion. These negative emotions cloud our judgment and prevent us from seeing others clearly. Buddhist teachings offer us tools to heal these divides. Mindfulness helps us pause and respond with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. Compassion allows us to see the humanity in those we might otherwise view as adversaries, and loving kindness, the practice of wishing happiness and peace for all beings, has the power to dissolve even the most deep-seated resentments. Let's return to the prophecy for a moment. If mistrust and betrayal can bring down the mightiest of leaders, then the opposite must also be true. Trust, built on a foundation of empathy and understanding, has the power to create lasting harmony. As individuals, we may not control the decisions of nations, but we do control how we show up in our own lives. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every effort to understand another's perspective creates a ripple effect that can influence the world around us. So, how do we begin? Start small. In your own relationships, take a moment to listen more deeply, to forgive more readily, and to approach conflict with an open heart. Practice gratitude for those who support you, and extend that gratitude to those who challenge you. They too are teachers in your journey. When we cultivate trust and compassion in our personal lives, we set an example for those around us. Imagine if these ripples of peace could grow into waves that influence communities, societies, and even nations. Baba Vanga's prophecy, while unsettling, serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of power and the consequences of mistrust. But it also invites us to consider a different path, a path rooted in love, understanding, and the timeless wisdom of Buddhist teachings. The question is, will we choose to walk it? Thank you for reflecting with me on this profound topic. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to join our journey of exploring ancient wisdom for modern challenges. Together, let's cultivate compassion and create ripples of peace that reach far beyond ourselves. In the centuries since Nostradamus made his enigmatic predictions, the term red adversary has sparked endless speculation. Could it represent modern geopolitical powers like Russia or China? Both nations have significant influence on the global stage, shaping the balance of power in profound ways. But let us pause for a moment. Beyond the lens of politics and conflict, what if the answer to humanity's struggles lies not in dominance or division, but in ancient wisdom? Wisdom found in Buddhist teachings. The Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These words echo through time, offering a profound alternative to the constant chase for power and control. While nations build armies and strengthen economies, they often overlook the most critical foundation of stability, inner peace. Imagine a world where global leaders, instead of engaging in rivalries, came together to meditate on the well-being of all people. What if, before signing treaties or making decisions, they reflected on the teaching, the only true victory is over the self? Buddhism teaches that attachment to power, wealth, or even ideologies is the root of suffering. This insight could transform the way we approach global challenges. Instead of focusing on economic dominance or military superiority, imagine prioritizing understanding, compassion, and collaboration. Picture leaders embracing humility, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. In this vision, diplomacy is not a battleground, but a shared path toward mutual growth. Walls of mistrust give way to bridges of dialogue, rooted in the belief that the happiness of one depends on the happiness of all. As we reflect on the teachings of the Buddha, let us ask ourselves, what kind of world are we building? Are we perpetuating cycles of fear and division, or are we planting seeds of peace and unity? The future doesn't have to be shaped by adversaries or conflict. It can be inspired by wisdom, guided by compassion, and rooted in the understanding that true peace begins within. The choice lies with us. Nostradamus foretold of a time when humanity would face relentless natural disasters and a food crisis so severe it could push us to the brink of survival. In recent years, his warnings seem more relevant than ever. Wildfires rage across continents, floods engulf entire cities, and droughts parch lands that once teemed with life. These events reveal an uncomfortable truth, the fragility of our existence and the consequences of our actions. But amid this chaos, Buddhist teachings offer a profound reminder. We are here to awaken from the illusion of separateness. The environment is not something outside of us. It is not a distant entity we can ignore or exploit without consequence. It is us. We are part of it, intricately connected to its rhythms and cycles. Consider for a moment the choices we make every day, the water we waste, the energy we consume, the food we discard. Each act ripples outward, affecting the delicate balance of life on this planet. Buddhism teaches that all things are interdependent, like the threads of a vast, interconnected web. When one strand is pulled, the entire web feels the strain. Imagine if we could see our world through this lens of interconnectedness. What if we treated every tree, every river, every field as an extension of ourselves? Instead of exploiting the Earth's resources, we could embrace a mindset of gratitude and stewardship. Instead of feeling powerless in the face of these crises, we could recognize our collective strength to create change. Buddhist philosophy reminds us that every moment holds the potential for transformation. By awakening to the impact of our actions, we can turn this era of crisis into an opportunity for renewal. Sustainability is not just an environmental concept, it is a spiritual practice, one rooted in mindfulness, compassion, and respect for all living things. As wildfires burn and droughts linger, let us reflect on this question. Are we living in harmony with the earth, or are we perpetuating cycles of harm? The path forward lies in understanding that the fate of our planet is intertwined with our own. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from ignorance and attachment. By letting go of the illusion of separateness and embracing collective responsibility, we can heal not only our planet, but also ourselves. Together, we can transform fear into hope, destruction into renewal, and crisis into an opportunity for growth. The Earth is calling. Will we awaken in time? The prediction of a celestial fire on Mars has long fascinated humanity. Could it be a metaphor for the challenges we face as we reach toward the stars, or perhaps a warning about the consequences of our ambition? Today, the race to colonize Mars reflects our boundless curiosity and ingenuity. But amid the excitement, we must pause and ask, are we risking ethical overreach in our pursuit of new frontiers? Buddhist teachings offer a timeless reminder. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. This wisdom urges us to look inward before we seek to dominate the external world. In our rush to conquer Mars, have we truly mastered the art of living harmoniously on Earth? Our planet is crying out for healing. From rising sea levels to the extinction of species, the environmental crises we face demand our immediate attention. Yet, instead of dedicating our full energy to restoring the home we already have, we dream of creating a new one on distant worlds. Shouldn't our cosmic ambitions begin with a commitment to sustainability here on Earth? Imagine what we could achieve if the resources we pour into space exploration were matched with equal passion for protecting our forests, oceans, and atmosphere. The Buddha taught that balance and mindfulness are the keys to a meaningful life. In the same way, our journey to the stars must be grounded in balance, guided not by arrogance, but by humility. Mars holds incredible potential to inspire humanity. The red planet reminds us of the vastness of the universe and our own small but meaningful place within it. But this inspiration should awaken awe, not hubris. Colonizing another planet should not come at the expense of the one we already call home, nor should it deepen the inequalities that divide us. Let us imagine a future where our exploration of the cosmos is driven not by domination, but by a deep reverence for life and interconnectedness. In this vision, we leave no one behind. We act not as conquerors of worlds, but as caretakers of existence, embracing the Buddhist ideal of compassion for all beings. As we look to the stars, let us reflect on the wisdom of the Buddha. True victory lies not in conquering Mars or any other planet, but in conquering the greed, ignorance, and divisions within ourselves. Only then can we journey to the cosmos with the integrity and purpose that such an endeavor demands. The universe invites us to explore, but how we answer that call will define the legacy we leave behind. Will our footsteps on Mars be those of humility and care, or will they mirror the mistakes we have yet to correct on Earth? The choice is ours, and the time to choose is now. As we delve into these ancient prophecies, let us remember one essential truth. They are not unchangeable destinies. These warnings are not meant to instill fear, but to awaken us, to inspire us to unlock our collective potential and take meaningful action. They are calls to reflect, to grow, and to rise above the challenges of our time. Buddhist teachings provide a timeless guide in navigating this path. They remind us to cultivate inner peace, nurture compassion, and practice mindful action in every moment of our lives. These principles are not just spiritual ideals. They are tools that can transform how we relate to one another and to the world around us. The Dalai Lama once said, "The goal is not to be better than others, but to be better than your former self." These words remind us that our journey is not a competition, but an ongoing process of self-improvement and self-discovery. Humanity's greatest achievements will come not from outpacing one another, but from evolving together, becoming a more compassionate, united, and resilient global family. The challenges we face today are immense. Climate change, conflict, inequality, and uncertainty weigh heavily on our world. But instead of succumbing to despair, we can choose to transform fear into hope and uncertainty into purpose. Every act of kindness, every mindful decision, and every effort to build bridges rather than walls brings us closer to that brighter future. Buddhism teaches us that suffering arises from attachment and ignorance, but liberation comes from wisdom and compassion. By letting go of ego and embracing interconnectedness, we can create a world where humanity thrives, not because we avoided catastrophe, but because we grew stronger in its face. So, what do you believe lies ahead? Is it fear and division, or hope and unity? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation together. The future is not written in stone. It is shaped by the choices we make today. And if these ideas resonate with you, remember to subscribe to this channel. Together, we can explore wisdom that inspires, empowers, and uplifts, lighting the way toward a better tomorrow.